A, B, C, D, E, F, G, H, I want A+ English because it's so much fun. English education for you and everyone, so come along. Learn some grammar, learn a phrase, learn something new every day. Learn the A+ way. Hey, it's time to start the show. Are you ready? Good, 'cause here we go. A, B, C, D, E, F, G, H, I want A+ English.
Hello, everyone, and welcome to the show. I am Mike. I'm Mike.
I'm Chickling.
Yes, she is. I know that one. I'm not sure about me. But today it's day 2 of our very interesting and very timely. That means it's the right time to be doing an article about Teacher's Day because it's in September. If we were doing a story about Teacher's Day in March, that would be weird.
Yeah.
So we're doing it now because it's around Teacher's Day. Yesterday, we had a look at Teacher's Day in Taiwan, right? September 28th. Teachers don't get the day off work, but they do have a special celebration at the Confucius Temple. I think I've seen like the president or the mayor of Taipei. They often go down to it. It's kind of a big thing, you know? But normal kids might bring their teachers a gift or have a little present for them or something like that. In Vietnam, the kids will perform for the teachers at school, maybe sing them a song or something like that. And also older adults who've left the school, former students, that means ex-students, will come back and reunite, have a reunion with their teachers, and everyone has a really good time, and it's great because teachers are important, they're awesome, they're fantastic. So our warm-up question is, what do you do to thank your teachers on Teacher's Day?
I write them cards.
Oh, you buy, that's a good idea.
Yeah, sometimes I make my own cards.
Great.
I mean, I draw their faces and I write down what I want to say to them.
Do you make them look nice in the drawings or like monsters?
I try to, yeah.
Okay, I guess that's good. If I did that, they would be like, why do you hate me so much? I don't look like this.
Really?
Yeah, I'm a terrible artist. But that's a really nice idea. It's like giving them a gift, but you've done it yourself. You put your heart and soul into it. What a great idea. So there you go. What do you guys do to celebrate your teachers? Talk about it now. And if your teacher's nearby in the classroom, make it good. All right, we're going to be back with the article, so stick around for that.
A day to thank teachers for all their hard work. Warm-up question. What do you do to thank your teachers on Teacher's Day?
India celebrates Teacher's Day too. It's on September 5th. Like in Taiwan, it's the birthday of a famous teacher. On that day, people talk about the important work of teachers. At some schools, older students act as teachers for a day. Thais call their holiday for teachers Wai Kru Day. They always hold it on a Thursday. That's because Thursdays are important in Thai Buddhism. Thai students normally show respect to their teachers with the Wai, a special gesture. They put their hands together and bow. Wai Kru Day is time for a special ceremony and a very special why. It's all to show people's love for their teachers.
Word power!
Act. Act. George acts as the leader of our soccer team when we play games. George acts as the leader of our soccer team when we play games. Respect. Respect. One way to show respect for other people is to say please. One way to show respect for other people is to say please. Gesture. Gesture. I made a gesture with my hand for the waiter to come over to our table. I made a gesture with my hand for the waiter to come over to our table. Bow. Bow. Bowing is an important part of doing business in Japan. Bowing is an important part of doing business in Japan.
认识字汇
Normally.
All right, so yesterday we kind of began our grand Teachers' Day tour around Asia and Taiwan, and then we went to Vietnam. Now we're going to a country I actually didn't know that they celebrated. I knew about the country.
Okay.
I didn't know they celebrated Teachers' Day in the country. I'm talking about India. Yes, I knew India was a thing.
I've
I
always
knew it was
wanted
a
to go
place.
there.
You do? Well, go on Teachers' Day and you'll be able to have a great time. Let's see what it says about India and Teachers' Day. The article for today begins, India celebrates Teachers' Day too. Also, as well, they do it.
所以印度也有教师节 That's cool.
Yes.
When is it?
Good question. I'm glad you asked. It's on September 5th. So it's just a few weeks before Teachers' Day here in Taiwan. And like in Taiwan, it says it's the birthday of a famous teacher. So it's in the same month. And it's also for the same sort of thing, a famous teacher.
Cool. 所以印度的教师节是9月5号，跟台湾一样，是一位很有名的老师的生日。
And what do they do? Well, on that day, on September 5th, Indian Teachers' Day, on that day, people talk about the important work of teachers. So they might not have the singing and dancing or gift giving, but people do talk about teachers, how important they are, how they influenced or helped us when we were young, and how good they are to have in society.
所以当天呢，在印度，人们就会谈论老师们工作的重要性。
Now, here's an interesting tradition that some teachers might be like, I don't like the sound of that. It says at some schools, older students act as teachers for a day.
Okay.
Interesting. Now, does that mean they do the job of teachers? Or they walk around going, I'm Mr. Jones, I teach math. And they kind of make fun of them. I'm not quite sure about that. Maybe they just give the teachers the day off, which is nice. Maybe they kind of make fun of them a little bit. We'll have to find out about that.
I bet some of them do.
Maybe a little bit of both, absolutely. But let's look at this word power word, act. A-C-T is how we spell this verb, and yeah, it's our first word power word of the day. All right, so yeah, I was a little confused when they say they act as their teachers because the word act has a few different meanings. Of course, when most of us hear it, we think of an actor acting in a TV show or movie, right? Some actor will act as James Bond, or Daniel Radcliffe acted as Harry Potter in those famous movies. They pretend to be a person in some kind of show, in a theater, TV show, something like that. Or we can also say you act as someone, you take the role of someone, you do the job of someone, not in a show, but in real life. You know, for example, if both your parents work, your older brother might act as your parents when you go home. You know, I had to act as my younger brother's dad because my father was always traveling, so I had to help him with his homework and make him food and take him places. That was my job. I was taking the job of another person. And that's kind of the idea we have in our example sentence here. It's not about the arts, about acting like an actor does, but doing the job of a person. For example, George acts as the leader of our soccer team when we play games. George acts as the leader of our soccer team when we play games. It's his real job. He's not pretending. That's his role.
所以 act 这边是动词，就是担任、担当某个工作的意思。所以在印度有些学校啊，年纪比较大的学生就会担任一天的老师。这边的 actus 就是去担任什么。那么 act can be a noun as well， 就是行动啊、法案的意思。那我们可以用一个片语，就是 to put on an act， 代表你在装模作样，或者是有一点 装腔作势的感觉。那我们造一个句子 You don't have to put on an act, just stay the way you are 或者是 actor 跟 actress 演员的意思，不过一般你也可以说女生也是 actor 也是没有关系的。好，那我们看一下课文例句 George 在比赛的时候担任我们足球队的队长。
All right, so yeah, let's find out more about different teachers' days in different countries. Thais, or people from Thailand, that's what we call them, Thais, call their holiday for teachers Wai Crew Day.
Wai Crew Day.
I think so. My Thai is not so good, but Wai Crew Day is what they call Teachers' Day in Thailand.
OK, 所以这边出现了一个 call。那我们等一下再讲，我们先讲泰国人说他们的教师节是 Wai Crew Day. OK, 那这边有一个 call， 这边就是称为称作的意思。比如说 His name is Patrick, but most people call him Pat. 或者是 call， 就像我们一般在说打电话啊 You can call me anytime you want 或者是to give someone a call 或者是 to give someone a buzz to give someone a ring 都是可以的。
All right, so now let's talk about when Wai Crew Day is. It says, well, they always hold it on a Thursday. It's one of those sort of floating holidays that moves around in the calendar, kind of like Chinese New Year. It's on a different day every year, but it's always on a Thursday. And why a Thursday? Well, the article tells us that's because Thursdays are important in Thai Buddhism. Interesting. It's like a holy day. People go to the temple more on Thursdays or something like that. So it's always on a Thursday, but it might change which Thursday each year.
OK, 所以蛮特别的哦。泰国人呢把教师节都办在礼拜四，因为在泰国的佛教里面呢，礼拜四是很重要的一天哦。
So now we know that it's called Wai Crew Day. It's on a Thursday. We don't know what do people in Thailand or what do Thais do for their teachers. It says Thai students normally show respect to their teachers with the why, a special gesture.
Why? What is
You're
it?
going to, I think, yes, I think it's
is
probably
it like this?
something like that. Yeah, well, that's a special gesture.
Okay.
People do that in Thailand as a show of respect. Absolutely. A gesture is an action you do with your body, and we do gestures to show respect. Respect is our word power word. It's spelled R-E-S-P-E-C-T. And what is respect? Respect is when you show someone that you look up to them, that you admire them, that you think they're good or special or worthy of some extra attention, worthy of a thanks or a good job, or we like you, all right? So when we respect someone, well, we think that they're pretty awesome, and we think that we kind of want to show that to the whole world at large. You should respect your friends, your parents, your teachers, respect other people, unless they don't respect you, in which case, maybe you don't want to respect them. But yes, generally we like to respect other people because we want them to respect us, to treat us as good, decent people. For example, one way to show respect for other people is to say please. Yeah, one way to show respect for other people is to say please, and then thank you.
所以 respect 这边是名词，是尊敬、敬重的意思。所以表达尊敬，我们用哪一个动词搭配呢？我们可以用 show， 所以 to show respect。那么我们来看两个形容词，不要搞混的是 respected 跟 respectful。在这两个有一个小差别哦。respected 是代表你是受尊敬的 ，people respect you。那么如果你是 respectful 的人，代表你会去尊敬人 ，you are polite， you know how to respect people， 你去尊重别人的。那么还有 respectable， 代表你值得被尊敬的。那我们看几个例句会比较清楚。She is widely respected for her kind heart. Or we should be respectful of other cultures. 那么再看一下负面的字，比较相反的字 disrespect 就是它的不尊重 like 一个动词一个名词都行，或者是 disrespectful 无理的 disrespectable 也是不值得被尊敬的。好，那我们看一下课文例句，向别人表示尊重的其中一个方式是说请。
And we have that other word, a gesture of respect. So let's talk about this other word, gesture. It's another word power word, Gesture. A gesture. That's one type. Okay, well, a gesture can be something really simple that we do with our body to sort of communicate, to talk to someone without using words, right? If you wave, that's a gesture saying hello or goodbye. In Taiwan, if people want you to come closer, they might do this gesture, kind of showing you, hey, come here, come over to me. So that's one kind of gesture. But then we do other things that might not just be something you do, but an action that you take, all right, as a show of some kind of feeling. If you give someone a gift, that is a gesture of love or gesture of friendship, okay? It's not just about the actual giving with your hands and arms. It's about going out, buying them the present, wrapping the present, doing all of that stuff as an action that you did or a series of actions that you did to send a message. This is the message that you're sending. I like you. It's your birthday. I want you to be happy. I bought you something. So a gesture of respect for Y Crew Day would be a bow, all right? It's an actual movement of the body, but by doing it, they're also saying, we respect you, teacher, without actually saying the words. That's why it's a gesture. For example, I made a gesture with my hand for the waiter to come over to our table. This is the simpler one. I made a gesture with my hand for the waiter to come over to our table.
好，我们看一下 gesture 这个单字，它是姿势或者是手势的意思。然后也看到这一个单字 normally 它是一个副词，指的是通常按惯例，所以泰国学生呢通常都会以 why 这一种很特别的手势来表达对老师的尊敬。那么 gesture 这个字呢也是可以当动词的哦，譬如说 to gesture at something or to gesture towards something 都可以，就是手势示意。Or to gesture to someone to do something 就是去做手势，要某人去帮你做什么。那我们造一个例句 The professor gestured to the students to keep quiet 好，那我们看一下课文例句我向服务生比了一个手势，请他们过来我们这一桌。
But this gesture that Thai students do for their teachers, I think around the world would be seen as being quite polite. Maybe a little too polite, but certainly quite polite. What was it called? The Y?
Yeah,
right?
the Y.
So it says they put their hands together and bow. And bow there. Bow. Okay, so that's how you do a Y. And yeah, you bow. Now that's a common gesture to do in Thailand. I've seen tourists doing it or people in Thailand doing it to each other and stuff. And also in Japan, people are known to bow. It's a word, power word. It's very easy to spell. B-O-W. That's it. B-O-W, bow. So yeah, as we said, in Thailand, you might put your hands together and bow. In Japan, people bow with their hands at their side. What are you doing in both of those cases? You are bending your body at the waist, at the middle, at your belt line. That's kind of where you're bending, and you're lowering your upper body as a show of respect. These are common greetings in certain places. In other parts of the world, maybe you would do it, but in a more formal thing. I think if a man meets the Queen or something like that in England, he might have to bow. But in Japan and in Thailand, it's a much more common greeting. Bowing, bending at the waist, lowering your body as a show of welcome or respect. For example, bowing is an important part of doing business in Japan. Bowing is an important part of doing business in Japan. Yes, it is.
所以 bow 就是鞠躬的意思，所以在泰国的学生就会双手合十，并且对老师鞠躬。那么 bow 也可以当名词哦，当名词的时候，鞠躬我们可以说 to make a bow。那么当弓或者是蝴蝶结 like a bow tie， 我们要说 bow， 要记得那个发音是不同的。那我们造一个句子 ：The girl tied the ribbon in a bow。那个女孩用缎带呢扎成了蝴蝶结。那么像是男生会戴的蝴蝶结领结就是 bow tie。好，那我们看一下课文例句。在日本呢，鞠躬这件事情是做生意很重要的环节。
All right, let's get back to Thailand. It says Y Crew Day is time for a special ceremony and a very special Y. Interesting. So there's a special Y, a special bow for all the teachers, and kind of like in Taiwan, they have a special ceremony also to show respect for the teachers.
So it is time for something 就是什么的时刻啊，所以 Y Crew Day 是一个举行特别仪式及行使特别手势对老师鞠躬的很好的时刻。上次 It's time for bed 这也是我们常见的。
So the way they do it might be different, the traditions might be different, but as the article says, no matter where you are, it's all to show people's love for their teachers by singing, by dancing, by giving them gifts, by visiting, by bowing to them. They all want to show respect for their teachers, and that is a great thing to do. And if you don't, maybe you won't get such a good mark on your next test. So just do it. It's a good idea to do it anyways.
Right. 所以不管怎么样呢，都是来表示对老师的尊敬跟爱咯。So right here we will go to our magic box and then we will come back to our review time to play games. Yay! Games.
Why?
Magic Box 找亮点。
Hello everyone, it's time for today's Magic Box. 又是学英文的时间啦。It's time for you to focus on me. 又到了你要来专注在我身上的时候啦。好啦，刚才这以上的2句话，其实他们都是例句啊，大家应该不陌生，很常听到身边的人可能会说，该是做什么什么的时候了。那大家应该很怕听到妈妈一大早起来敲你的房门说 It's time for school, It's time for school， 上学的时间到了，难道不能再睡一下吗？好啦，那我们赶快来看看这个句型哦。It's time for 后面加一个名词，就代表说是什么什么的时候了。那以上这个句子开头的 it 其实指的都是现在这个此时此刻的时间点啦。那 it 是不是也可以换成其他的主词呢？好问题，当然是可以啦。所以呢，我们也可以造另外一个句子哦。December is the time for reunion。12月呢，就是这个团聚的时刻，这边用 the time for something 这样的用法，因为12月有超多节日啊，还有跨年嘛。或者呢，我们也可以说 Chinese New Year is the time for food。农历过年就是吃的时刻，因为会被各种亲戚喂超饱的，对吧？那刚才一开始 Casey 还说了另外一句 It's time for you to focus on me。这又是什么句型啊？原来除了 be time for 后面加名词之外呢，你也可以用 be time for somebody to do something。那它的意思其实是一样的哦。各位同学要注意到一件事，这边的 for 后面接的是人，特别指出呢是某一个人他的什么时间到了。OK， 那再来接上 to 后面加原形动词，就带出他要做的那件事情嘛。例如呢，我们刚刚说到妈妈来敲房门叫起床的那一句，那我们也可以换个方式说说看。It's time for you to go to school。该是你上学的时候啦，所以就带出你这个人。OK， 那是不是很简单呢？现在就换你试试看咯。It's time for you to practice more。该怎么说？是我们该结束这堂课的时间了呢？休息一下，答案马上揭晓，拜拜。
The answer is It's time for us to finish the class. 你答对了吗？
Wait for it, it's review time. 复习时间到喽。
All right, so review time today. We're going to do a little variation on what we did yesterday. Yesterday, remember, was opposite words, antonyms, words that are exactly different from the word power word we had. Today, we're going to do similar words, words that are the same, or to use the fancy English term, synonyms.
Okay.
I like to put synonyms on my coffee. Oh no, that's cinnamon. It's almost the same word.
Yeah, I love
exactly.
cinnamon. Okay.
Cinnamon or synonyms.
Okay.
It's very confusing. All right,
Yes.
but before we get confused, let's look at our word power words. Act, respect, gesture, and bow. All right, so we're
Okay.
going to be using words that are similar, not exactly the same, but very similar to those words.
Okay.
Do you want to go first? And I will guess?
No, I'm going to let you go first.
You're going to let me go first. Oh, okay.
I need some more time.
To honor.
Oh, yeah.
To laud.
Laud.
To revere.
Okay, like a... Okay, I got it. Respect.
Respect, yes.
Yeah,
to
respect.
honor someone, to laud them, sort of like, yeah, that guy's so great, yeah.
I admire
And to
you.
revere is to kind of look up to someone. So it's all similar to respect.
Right,
that
and the noun
person.
form is reverence, right?
Reverence, yes.
Reverence.
Yes,
Okay.
exactly, yeah. Do you have one? Do you have one for me?
Yeah.
Okay. What's it going to be?
Like, I don't have a word. Like to bend.
To bend.
Bend your upper part of your body.
That's not a synonym. It's a group of words that sort of describe the word that I'm looking for. But the word is bow. Because it
really
can't possibly be anything else.
Yeah. True.
All right. Do you want one more?
Yeah, sure.
Movement.
Movement. Oh. Like an action.
An action, yeah. A movement, an action.
Action. The verb form act. Act.
No, wrong. I said movement, not move. Movement. It's a noun. An action. An action.
Gesture.
A gesture. That's right. A movement, an
got it.
action. It's something you do with your body, with your arms generally. Your head, right? You can gesture with your head, like, hey, come over here. Hey, I gotta talk to you. Something like that. That's a gesture. Okay, so there you go, guys. Find some words that dance around, that are similar to the word we were talking about in our word power words. Throw them out there. See who nibbles, who bites, who you get on the hook, who can get the right answer. And we'll see you back here tomorrow, or no, not tomorrow, another time.
Yeah, another time.
In the future sometime. But respect your teachers, respect yourselves, be kind to each other, and we'll see you all very, very soon. Until then, toodaloo.
Bye-bye.
Toodaloo.
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 A day to thank teachers for all their hard work. Warm-up question. What do you do to thank your teachers on Teachers' Day?
India celebrates Teachers' Day too. It's on September 5th. Like in Taiwan, it's the birthday of a famous teacher. On that day, people talk about the important work of teachers. At some schools, older students act as teachers for a day. Thais call their holiday for teachers Wai Kru Day. They always hold it on a Thursday. That's because Thursdays are important in Thai Buddhism. Thai students normally show respect to their teachers with the Wai, a special gesture. They put their hands together and bow. Wai Kru Day is time for a special ceremony and a very special why. It's all to show people's love for their teachers.
Word power.
Act. Act. George acts as the leader of our soccer team when we play games. George acts as the leader of our soccer team when we play games. Respect. Respect. One way to show respect for other people is to say please. One way to show respect for other people is to say please. Gesture. Gesture. I made a gesture with my hand for the waiter to come over to our table. I made a gesture with my hand for the waiter to come over to our table. Bow. Bow. Bowing is an important part of doing business in Japan. Bowing is an important part of doing business in Japan.
认识字汇。
Normally.